Hello everyone. The Tesla battery pack is meant to last for 8 hours. Its normal power use is thought to be around 250 to 300 watts, which is enough to power your phone from 100% to almost 0% in 8 hours. Let's start with the Tesla bot's power and efficiency. I'm not talking about the kind of power that sits on a throne or waves from a parade float. I'm talking about the real tangible power that can keep a robot humming through an 8-hour workday. Imagine that without a single coffee break or a sneaky nap under the desk. The Tesla bot runs on a surprisingly low 250 to 300 watts of power, which is about as much as it takes to power a couple of desktop computers, or, to make it more relatable, a lot less than your microwave while it's heating up your leftover pizza. It takes less energy to run a small spaceship than a typical sci-fi show, so if you were expecting some kind of high-octane energy monster, think again. This bot sips power like a fine tea, not gulps it down like a sports drink. Now let's talk about those actuators, which are what make the bot move. If actuators were gym members, Tesla bots would be those quiet, confident types who lift impressively heavy weights without breaking a sweat or grunting loudly to get attention. Imagine this, the bot doing a hamstring curl, which involves bending the knee and lifting against resistance. But instead of a dumbbell, it's lifting a grand piano. It's a grand piano, and it's not just showing off at the robot gym. It's also showing off a level of strength that would make even the most experienced athlete take notice. The bot's amazing lifting power comes from advanced engineering that makes the most of every watt it uses. It's like having a secret recipe that makes a little energy go a long way. Imagine if you could power your whole house with the energy it takes to toast a loaf of bread. As an example, the Tesla bot is more than just a hard-working robot. It's a marvel of engineering that combines the strength of a forklift with the energy footprint of a simple kitchen appliance. It's designed to do the heavy lifting without being a power hog, proving that in the world of robotics, brains definitely beat brawn. The actuators in the bot's leg are the hamstring actuator, and it's pretty impressive video because you can see that actuator is able to lift a grand piano. And for 8 hours straight, the Tesla bot stays cool thanks to a computing system that is so efficient that it makes laptops look like energy-hungry dinosaurs. Dr. Walter talks about a mind-blowing video that Tesla released. He says that these actuators are so strong that they can easily lift a 10-ton grand piano, and the energy they need is surprisingly low, just 183 WTS, which is the same as a couple of light bulbs. Now, Dr. Walter drops some bombshells. Those actuators we talked about don't just lift pianos. They break records for energy efficiency. Only 183 watts. That's less power than some Christmas lights. Your holiday decorations might use more power than this bot. And even though its battery pack is smaller than a Tesla Model S, this bot doesn't know how to shut down. It can move that grand piano for up to 12 hours or cruise for 10 miles. Basically, it can keep going longer than your average binge-watching session. Dr. Walter talks about a mind-blowing video that Tesla released. He says that these actuators are so strong that they can easily lift a 10-ton grand piano, and the energy they need is surprisingly low, only 183 WTS, which is about the same as a couple of light bulbs moving along. Now let's talk heavy lifting with a light touch. Not just any talent. Optimus is the quiet powerhouse of the robotics world. You might think of robots as huge energy hogs, but Optimus breaks the mold. Imagine that a grand piano, the kind you might think needs a team of movers and a few grunts, is being moved by something that uses less power than 2 regular light bulbs. That's right, only 183 watts in this moment. If light bulbs could talk, they'd probably feel pretty bad about themselves. This isn't just Optimus's one-time party trick. He can do it for 8 hours straight. Most of us can't even concentrate on work for that long, but Optimus lifts GRS all day like it's nothing. It's not really defying physics, but more like bending the rules to its will. Every move Optimus makes is a lesson in efficiency and precision. While other robots still stumble, Optimus moves with the grace of a ballet dancer, even though it can lift pianos. It's not just doing the heavy work, it's flipping the whole idea on its head. Let's look at that in even more detail. It doesn't use much power compared to other things. You probably use more power binge watching your favorite shows over the weekend. Yes, while you're cuddling up on the couch. Optimus is out there changing the way we think about robot strength and endurance. Walter points out the neat arrangement of cables, dispelling any thoughts of chaos that might be hiding below the surface. With each iteration, the Tesla bot gets closer to a polished product that is ready for the market, which shows how relentlessly Tesla strives for perfection. Let's look at the beauty behind the strength. Dr. Walter can't help but praise Optimus's sleek design and clean wiring. These improvements to hip movement and joint design aren't just cosmetic. They're meant to improve balance, make motion more efficient, and make movements feel more natural. Imagine a robot that moves more gracefully than the average ballet dancer by synchronizing bot charging with human brakes. Dr. Walter shows that a 16-hour job is possible with plenty of room for flexibility. But what about pushing the limits even more? While we're looking at the big picture, how can we make Tesla bots work more efficiently for 24 hours a day? How can we keep the gear running smoothly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? One way is to replace bot charging times with human brakes that work with current schedules. Yes, just like a smooth operator. It's like having robots and people dance a perfectly timed tango where everyone knows when to take a break and re-energized by using clever tricks. With the rhythms of human work plans in mind, we make sure that these robot members of the workforce are always energized and ready to go. Imagine the bot taking a power nap while everyone else is drinking lats and stretching. Silicon and soul work together so smoothly that even the most skeptical tech critic would nod and approve. It's smooth enough that you and your friends will be bullish on Tesla and want to invest more in it. But do you know who else is optimistic about Tesla? That would be today's sponsor, Seeking Alpha. When it comes to Tesla's impressive growth, it's not just about watching from the sidelines for Tesla bulls and people with a keen eye for finding the next stock market gem. Seeking Alpha has everything you need to know about Tesla. Tesla's stock price goals, Tesla's new ideas, and everything. Elon Musk avoids the negative talk about Tesla in the mainstream media. Seeking Alpha has the most news about Tesla than any other site on the web. If you click on one of the affiliate links in the description and then buy something, our channel may get a small fee. Thanks for your support. Dr. Walter looks into the possibility of extending workdays even more by switching to a 3-shift model that challenges the very idea of what uninterrupted operations can look like. Based on Dr. Walter's insights, it becomes clear that strategic planning is paramount. Utilizing existing break schedules maximizes productivity, ensuring that the bot seamlessly integrates into the workflow alongside human counterparts. And here we are delving deep into the strategic core of Tesla bot operations. It's all about planning, folks. With improvements in battery technology and charging infrastructure on the horizon, the bot's abilities will skyrocket. And just when you think you have it all figured out, the conversation changes to battery swaps, which throws conventional wisdom out the window and makes viewers wonder what's possible in robotic endurance. Then Dr. Walter talks about the technical difficulties of using induction charging and how that affects the design and performance of the bot. Lastly, we can see that Dr. Walter thinks about how important it is to use critical thought and first principles reasoning when dealing with tough engineering problems. You can now see that Dr. Walter gets down to the specifics of technical problems with his usual flair for we're talking about induction charging, which sounds like something out of a wizard's spell book, but is actually a way to make sure that our metal friend doesn't run out of power at the worst possible time. Imagine that the Tesla bot, instead of plugging in like an old toaster, just steps on a magical mat that charges it up. It's like a spa day for robots, but instead of massages and facials, they get zapped with electricity that gives them life. Deep dive by Dr. Walter into how this cool technology could completely change the bot's design and make it work better. It's not enough to just keep the lights on. Power needs to be seamlessly integrated into the bot's daily routine so it can keep doing its robot things without missing a beat. This isn't just another tech tweak. It's a game changer that could get rid of cords and cables forever.